Look, this celebration is more than important because, number one, it's a moment for people to come together, meaning it's protecting the unity of the people of Ethiopia. That's what's important about the ancient spiritual events that take place. And again, it also shows that Ethiopia, from what the international media is saying, it's very different because people are here in thousands of numbers, all coming to do the same thing, believing the same thing, singing the same song, appreciating the same thing under the same sun. So it's just amazing to see so much unity amongst the Ethiopians, so much peace, so much happiness, so much spiritual leadership. I mean, you look at the priests, you've got different types of priests that came out to come to this event. You've got different types of people from Ethiopia, different regions in Ethiopia who came out here. The traffic is just incredible. And for me, that's important because it shows that the leadership of Ethiopia is making sure that the people are getting what the people want. I haven't seen anyone upset. I haven't seen anyone crying. I haven't seen anyone fighting. People are just happy, and that's what makes me happy. Yeah, it's important because as Africans, we come. There's a lot of things that are common factors in our cultures. And Ethiopia, because it's one of the countries that were not colonized in Africa, it tells you that the African culture, a lot of the African culture is in Ethiopia. And if we want to find ourselves as Africans, we need to look at what Ethiopia is doing and other countries where the cultures were preserved, because this is a very old culture that was preserved. So Pan-Africanists need to come to countries such as Ethiopia to see where they can take some information about Africa and take it back to other parts of Africa so that Africa can become one. Because Ethiopia is doing well. I mean, with the unity flag, it's one, not regions, not 9 different flags, one flag. So Africa can ultimately have one currency, one language, we use one money, and we can be a serious power nation and a power continent that even Europe and the West and Asia, they borrow things from us. We help them, not the other way around. We're too rich as a continent for us to be helped all the time. So the young people of Ethiopia and the young people of Africa, I'm saying that we should look into supporting the leadership of Dr. Abiy. Why? Because he is the youngest president in the continent. And once we can start having more young presidents in the continent, then we will be able to face and challenge and compete with young, fresh minds against Europe, against the West, against Asia, and make sure that Africa becomes a strong continent to be reckoned with. No, it's great because we don't... Personally, I'm not scared of junta or TPLF. I'm not scared of those people because I stand with the people, and you can see the people are here. I stand with the people. Even if those people come and attack me, I don't care. Even if it means I must die for the people of Ethiopia and I must die for the leadership of Dr. Abiy, it's fine. Let me die for it. I don't mind. But I don't live with fear. I don't have any fear in my heart. So me disturbing their programs and disturbing their propaganda and making sure that I tell the truth and the whole world knows the truth and their propaganda stops, that's fine with me. That makes me feel great as an African, and it's an example of how everyone in Africa should behave. Whenever a country has a problem in Africa, we must all stand up and go support that country. But in the meantime, the message is clear. We're not scared of junta. We're not scared of TPLF. I do not care. We will even come and support Dr. Abiy. If this takes too long, our people will come and fight themselves because it seems as if there's too much diplomacy. There's too much talking. We can't talk when people are threatening our people. Our people come first. And if these forces continue to threaten our people, we, the young people of Africa, we will come to this country and we'll fight and we'll sort it out. Until then, we're giving them a few months to sort it out. If it's not sorted out, we are coming. When I go back to South Africa, the first thing I'm going to tell my people is that there is no cultural difference between Ethiopia and South Africa. We are actually one, more than anything. What is important is that we need to respect each other's cultures. People mustn't come from far. Whether they're coming from outside the continent or they're coming from South Africa to Ethiopia, you don't come to countries like this and disturb this culture. This is important. It's ancient. You allow the people. Instead, what your responsibility is as South Africans is to help Ethiopia and other parts of the continent preserve their culture, and by so doing also find your own culture in their culture and make sure that you preserve their culture. Let me tell you, my brother, that it's very sad in South Africa. When you ask a young person, what's the history of South Africa? They tell you about white people. It's not our history. What the colonizers do, they first make sure that they move your history away. They damage your national monuments, your heritage sites. They damage them, and then they give you a new information. And you, because your kids don't know, they think that information is the history of the continent. It's not. So I'm happy that Ethiopia was able to preserve its cultural infrastructure, its heritage, and therefore Africans need to learn from Ethiopia and the priests and everyone else and the culture and the traditional leaders of how to continue the culture and the spirit of our ethnicity as Africans. And we need to learn, because a lot of our countries in Africa, out of 54 countries, 53 countries, at least 52 countries were colonized. We don't know our history as well as we should, and we should come to Ethiopia to learn more than anything. So as Africans, we must just come together and make sure that we bring back this continent to where it's supposed to be.